It's lambing time, and Paul heads to a country cottage where the stone paving is filthy and dangerously slippery. It's a mix of York stone and Indian sandstone, including a type that rarely comes fully clean, even with chemical treatment. A few days later, he's on a night shift at Station Plaza, helping a local volunteer group maintain the flower beds as the light drops. To finish the week, a repeat customer in Ilkley. The paving's gone green, but that's not the real issue. It's splattered with bird poop, thick, baked on and driven deep into the stone. There's a lot of it, and Paul worries it may not come back clean.
My name's Paul Driver and I'm the owner of JetReady. We're known for exterior cleaning and restoration services across West and North Yorkshire. On this channel I like to film real jobs and show real results, and sometimes I also talk about the real ups and downs of running an exterior cleaning business here in the UK. Saturday morning, early start, heading to a lovely rural cottage somewhere near Ilkley. It's a little bit windy today, so I apologise in advance if the audio quality is a bit rubbish. At the front of the property we've got this York stone. It's really quite discoloured, quite grimy. And as we turn the corner on the western side of the building, the paving at the front gives way to this area of Indian sandstone around the side. And the pointing a bit broken up here, so I'll need to go carefully with it. And as we go around the back, north facing, so quite green and slippery around here. And as we get round the back, ordinary concrete paving slabs, these always clean up remarkably well. It's lambing time and the farmer's just come to put some feed out for the sheep and the lambs. Those two by the wall don't seem particularly interested though.
After connecting the water supply and fueling the pressure washer, Paul begins by cutting in the edges with a turbo lance. The hard graft's done with a rotary surface cleaner, twin jets spinning just above the surface. But with stone as dirty as this, it often takes several passes before it starts to come clean.
It's a large area overall, so I'm going to get some chemicals down at the front so they can be doing the work as I move on to doing the slabs round the corner.
Paul's pressure washer is fitted with a chemical system. It allows him to apply different treatments to the surfaces he works on. In this case, it's a preparation that will sanitize the sandstone paving and eat away those pesky black spots.
Well, I'm just cutting around the edges with this Indian sandstone, and this is a bit of a problem surface actually. I don't know which particular variety it is because you get all sorts of different Indian sandstone from different regions, different quarries. But this one you find quite a lot in this area. It must have been a popular line with the local builders merchants. The slabs are very colourful, but quite pale in colour. You've got sand colours and salmon colours and sort of these rainbow swirly slabs as well. The problem with this highly textured surface is that it's quite porous and you get black lichens to bury down into it, a bit like you do with York stone, and it can be difficult to get these 100% clean. Right, got everything cleaned up. Just have a look around, see if anything else needs attending to. This York stone's cleaned up pretty well. We've got some lichen artifacts here, and that's these little white speckles. They're lichens that have been killed off by the hypo. I'll get the turbo lance on those and they'll disappear. And the Indian sandstone has come up really well. Similarly though, we've got some of these lichen artifacts.
The turbo nozzle makes short work of stubborn stains, but it can also damage weak pointing. It needs a careful hand. With the job nearly wrapped up, Paul turns his attention to the outdoor furniture. This garden bench is top quality hardwood, though you wouldn't know it. It's been coated in cheap wood stain rather than a proper oil. Wood care is a big part of what Paul does, with decking restoration a particular speciality.
Well, customers just asked me to give the bench the once over. No charge for that. Bit of goodwill goes a long way. And as a matter of fact, she's already booked me for next year. So this is an annual job for me. I do it every year. It's run by a local volunteer group called Improving Ilkley, and my job is to clean all of the stonework. And I've got to say, these beds are looking absolutely fantastic this year. Well, they will be by the time they're fully in bloom. Quite a big job though. There's 3 of these beds that are about 20-25 metres long each. I'll start the job at 6 o'clock and I won't get finished until well after dark, probably at about 10:30. Right, first thing is to get a water supply. The water's quite a long way away, so I'll be using 2 lengths of hose for that. Bit of a clean up first. I've found to my cost that if you don't do, this lot gets swept away by the water and ends up going miles and miles down the high street. Makes for a really difficult clean up at 10 o'clock at night. Right, I'm going to get cracking. It will be dark in about an hour or 2, so you won't get to see all of this being done. But these beds come up really nicely. It's lovely stonework, but it looks the part when it's all finished. Now, because of the proximity of the plants, I don't put any hypo on the blocks, even though they'd look better for that, frankly. But I do put a little bit of biocide, very diluted, and that helps to keep them cleaner for longer. Well, it's getting dark and I'm not sure how long I'm going to be able to continue filming, besides which it eats into my time and I don't want to be at this all night long. So with that said, I'm going to sign off for this evening. Well, repeat customer in Ilkley, very expensive sawn sandstone and lots of bird poop. I've got to say, this bird poop is absolutely everywhere. It's even on the car. All told though, it's a beautiful area, really nicely landscaped. Start with this path from the lane, down a couple of steps where it widens out a bit. As I walk around under the tree, the area widens out again. Now the stone's very green, but it's got a roughly textured surface, so fortunately not too slippy. And I'm not sure what's happening here. I guess it's just water dripping off the tree when it rains. And in places we've got a bit of blackspot forming as well, but there isn't too much of it. Quite a big job. I've only got 4 hours. Let's see how it cleans up. Well, that top area is cleaned up really nicely. Still need to get some chemicals down on it. Right now here though, we've got the main event where there's a heap of bird poo. Well, with this being quite a big site, I'm going to split it in two. This top end that I've already cleaned, I'm going to get some chemicals down now. That way they can be working away whilst I'm continuing to clean the bottom. In particular, I want to give it plenty of time to work on these areas where we had the bird poop because they've really stained the underlying stone. Well, I've had this solution of hypo on the surface now for a good 45 minutes. By and large, it's had a really good effect. But where we've got some bird poop, we've still got some residual staining. I'm going to try some neat hypo just in these very localised areas. Whilst that's doing its work, I'm going to get on with the rinse down. Well, that's cleaned up remarkably well. Now the area with the bird poop still got some staining on it, but it's all but gone. And there are also quite a few black spots down here, black lichen. I needed to use some neat product to dissolve those away. Still got a little bit down there, but it's always really difficult where the stone is adjacent to a soil border. All in all though, it's worked out really well, and I'm really pleased that the customer insisted that I don't try to move these camellia pots. If I had, I think I might have done myself a mischief.